just this lifeboat hanging undiscovered.
Now, I've been looking at these astronauts videos for quite a while sometimes, and I I've always had questions, but I never really paid attention to it because it is so obvious what's going on, and people never ask certain questions. But my thing is that this, right? And I want somebody to help me with this because I don't know all things. But this is a question that I have. She was saying that somebody asked her what fascinated her mostly about going to the moon. And she said it wasn't the moon exactly. It was more about how the earth looked. And it was nothing but darkness around it. And it was almost like earth was just literally hanging on something, but it was the darkness that they were in, which is fine, which is all good. But the question that I have is that many people have theories that no one has ever been on the moon. Some people believe that people have been on the moon, but this is my question. When you go outside, right, and you look up in the sky, you see the sun and you see the moon, right? Even in the daytime, you still see the moon and you still see the sun. And the majority of the time, when they go to the moon, it's always in the daytime, right? Now, if we can look up and we can see the moon and we can still see the blue skies, right? Because it looks like the moon is in the firmament. It looks like the moon is in the firmament, right? Because if the moon was out of the firmament, then that means that we can see the blackness of the skies. So the sun and the moon is within the firmament, because in that the case, when they go to the moon, we will see darkness and blackness too. But how come every time when they go to the moon, they always surrounded in darkness? It's almost like the moon is far, like thousands and thousands and thousands of miles away, where so they got to go outside of Earth in order to get into the moon. And every time when they go to the moon, it's always blackness. But when we look up, we looking at the moon and we see the blue skies. But whenever the astronauts go to the moon, how come we still don't see the blue skies? How come they, when they go to the moon, is nothing but blackness, like they went outside of Earth? And we all know that we are living in a firmament. So that means that if they can go to the moon and they can go outside of Earth to get to the moon, then that means that they can actually break the firmament. Because outside of the firmament would obviously be blackness. So it's either they're lying to us, telling us that they can't get out of the firmament, or they really can, or they are just lying altogether and they are giving us this illusion that they are on the moon. Because how is it that we can look at the moon and we can see the blue skies? And then when the clouds cover the sun, the clouds are so thick to cover our sun and our moon. But when the astronauts goes up there, all we see is blackness. So it's like they going outside of the firmament. They going beyond the waters just to get to the moon. But we can look at the moon. The moon is right there. Like right now, you look outside, you see the moon. So how far is the moon really, to where as though when they go up there, we see nothing but blackness? But when we look up, we see the moon and we see nothing but clouds and the blue skies. So that means when they go up to the moon, we will see the blue skies. Because when we look up, we don't see no blackness. When we look up in the sky, we don't see space. We see a blue sky. And in that blue sky, in the midst of that blue sky, we see the moon and the sun. But whenever they go to the moon, how come it's always jet black? But when we look up, we don't see jet blackness. So They have been feeding us this illusion for so long until you got to put two and two together. Like, wait a minute, hold up. Every time when y'all go to the moon, it's always blackness. Like y'all is literally in space. But when we look up in the sky, we don't see space. We don't see it. And then if you ever watch the astronauts, whenever they go all the way up, for some reason, they never just go up and disappears. When they go up, once they hit the firmament, they glide. And I know y'all know that. So how is it that when they go up, they can always go up and go out of space, past the firmament, through the waters, and get to the moon? But whenever we watch them, they go up, and then eventually they glide. Look like they basically swimming on water. Like they on a ski, like they on a boat, like they on a ship, like a spaceship. They glide. This is why every time when they go up there, we see the backside of the waters spreading out. Imagine you on your boat right now and you riding on your boat. And when you look behind, you see the water is spreading out because the boat is riding on it. And when the astronauts go up to the firmament and they start curving, we can actually see the water spreading out. So it looks like that they are basically riding on water. If you turn the earth upside down and put the sky below us, it looks like they are riding in a ship in the water. So come we can see this with our own eyes, but whenever they go to the moon, they go straight up into blackness. Like, where the fuck is y'all really going at? And how come every time when they go to the moon, we don't see the sun? And what I mean by that is the sun is the biggest star in the planets. The sun is actually bigger than Earth. So if the sun is bigger than Earth, and if you look at the moon right there, and the sun is right there, how come every time when they go to the moon, it's always jet black? Wouldn't we see the reflection of the sun? Because if you look east, there go the moon. If you look west, there's the sun. Shouldn't we see a light reflecting from the sun? Because the sun is right there, and the moon is right there. So why don't we see light from the sun? Why don't we see the reflection from the sun hitting space? And why don't we see like the radiation of the sun at all? If the sun is so damn powerful, it's giving us all of this energy, it's heating up the whole earth, then how come whenever they go to the moon, we don't see nothing of the sun near where they are? It's jet black. But yet the sun is thousands and hundreds of thousands of miles away, so it can still light up this entire earth. But for some reason, when they go to the moon, you don't see no reflection or no clue that the sun is even there. Why is it jet black there? Why? And why is it only space? And now I know they putting stars in the mix. At first, when they go to the moon, it was no stars. It was jet black. Now they putting stars in there. And the only time we see the stars is at night. But every time when they go to the moon, it's in the daytime. And then when they go to the moon in the daytime, and they so-called go out of space to go to the moon, you see stars. And if they can go to the moon, how come they can't go to the other planet? Why they can't go to Mars? If you can go to the moon, and that's hundreds of thousands. I mean, this is why they got to get rid of us. Because we are waking up and we are seeing beyond the illusion. We are seeing beyond the lie. And they realize they can't lie to us no more. But you still got some people that believe that these people are going to the moon. This is why they got to get rid of us. Because we waking up. And we ain't dumb no more. We ain't dumb. So it's like, okay, we can't fool these motherfuckers.